Hi, Leadership Foundations class. I want to give you some direction so that you know what to expect in our class and also have a sense of what we're using as resources and materials for our class. I wish we were in person in Africa together, but we will make the best of this online situation, and you will know that I am just at the other end of an email or a WhatsApp message. So if you need anything, contact me and I will get back to you. One of the things that you need to know is that we are at least 7 hours different in time, and some of us, depending on what country you're in, we're 8 hours apart. So we're going to have to figure out this time difference, and I've tried to set my WhatsApp up so that you can see the typical hours that I might be responding. I'll probably respond outside of those hours some as well, but I do sleep at night, and unfortunately, when I'm sleeping, that's normally when you guys are up doing things. So just know that our times are a little bit off. There may be some delays in my getting back to you or you getting back to me, but we'll figure it out, okay? Here's what's happening in our class. I've chosen some of my favorite leadership resources, the ones that I think speak most keenly to the kind of leadership characteristics, skills, and practices we need to know and develop as Christian leaders. And so, The Emotionally Healthy Leader is a book by Pete Scazzero, who is a pastor at a multinational church in New York State here in the States. He's traveled around the globe and he has a lot to say about how to be a real Christ-centered leader of people. I think you're going to enjoy that, but I do tell you, I think it'll challenge you. It's challenged me a lot. One of my longtime favorites is Developing the Leader Within You. It is a book written and then revised many years later by John Maxwell, who speaks all around the globe about leadership, and you're going to learn a lot from him. He is also a man of faith, although he speaks to faith-based groups and also non-faith-based groups all around the world. One of my friends, Tim Elmore, who was a student of John Maxwell, Tim has written a series of books called Habitudes. Habitudes are the combination of a habit and an attitude, and he puts those together with an image so that we can remember it better to teach leadership principles. So we'll learn probably 8 to 12 different habitudes by the time class is over, and I hope you'll enjoy that. I think it helps the leadership principles to jump to life. Those of you who were in spiritual formation last year know that another one of my mentors, Ruth Haley Barton, has written a number of books, but one particularly on Christian leadership that I like to use is called Strengthening the Soul of Your Leadership, and we will use a few chapters from that book as well. I'm also pulling in some resources from YouTube, from some other leadership trainers and educators from around the globe, but the ones I've told you about will be our primary focus for this class. You will find all of those readings in the Google Drive folder for this class. And so everything you need to know will be in that folder so that you can access those. I hope I know this is crazy, but this is what I hope. I hope you'll start reading, for example, The Emotionally Healthy Leader, and you'll like it so much that you won't want to put it down, that you'll want to read more of it. So I've given you the whole book, whether we're using the whole book or not. When I make an assignment, you'll see that read chapter 1 or read chapter 2. But I hope that you'll want to keep reading and just read the whole book. Developing the Leader Within You, that's one book that it's real easy to just pull out one chapter, read it, and then skip a chapter, come back, read another one. But I've given you the whole book. We might not use the whole book in our class, but I think you'll want to read the whole book. The same thing with Habitudes. I've given you all of them from the first book that we're looking at that's on self-leadership, leading yourself. We may not use them all because some I think relate better to what we're talking about than others, but you will have them all so that you can read them and go back and use them as you want to. So I hope that gives you a bit of an idea about the texts and materials that we'll use and why they might be in the form that they're in. You'll have some major assignments that are in addition to some of the daily assignments. A couple of those that I want you to hear about now because they're not due until later, but you need to start thinking about them. Overall, the entire course, our goal is that you would develop your own personal leadership development plan, that you would assess yourself as a leader, and then you would decide, based on the things that we're learning, here are some things I need to learn. Here are some ways I need to grow. And then you plan that out. That'll be a final paper that you will do. And so I want you to have that in the back of your mind. Everything we do, you're going to want to take notes and remember what it is that inspires you along the way, what it is you learn about yourself that says, oh, I need some more work in this area, or I need to lean into this a little bit more. Another one that we're going to do, along with the habitudes, those images that are habits and attitudes that teach leadership principles from my friend Tim Elmore, I'm going to ask each of you to take one of those habitudes and rewrite it, re-envision it, retell it, meaning you're going to create a video lesson, 2 minutes or less, that you will teach on a specific habitude as if you were teaching it to a group of university students in Africa. It could be that you're going to teach it in Africa in your hometown or in a larger university somewhere or back at ACC sometime in the future. But I want you to translate the habitudes into an image and a story and an example that fits Africa. Because again, my friend Tim is from the US. He's used mostly Western culture kinds of stories, and even some of the images you may want to shift them, adjust them a little bit so that they fit Africa better. I want you to be thinking about that. The other assignments will be relatively easy to understand as we go along, but both of those need you to think ahead so that you are prepared when you need to be working on them a little bit at a time. At any rate, here we go. I'm pretty excited. I'm so happy to be back with you. Even if we're spread apart, I know just seeing your name makes my heart happy, and I hope yours does the same when you think about all of us being together. So get to work. Let's go.